This is TWiT. G PowerPlay. This announcement has been growing on me because at first I was like, this is silly. And then I was like, this is actually kind of cool. Essentially, it's the G900 mouse with a charging system that built into the mousing pad. PowerPlay's the name of the brand and the product that Logitech has launched, the wireless charging mat that makes it all happen. Wireless charging is something we usually think about with phones, not with mice. You don't have to like park the mouse in a certain place. Just as the mouse sits on the mat, it will charge. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I guess you can actually, they have two mice launching with the technology. You just leave them on the mat and they stay charged. There's a soft surface, hard surface. They've got the power core module inside of there you can play around with. What's, are you excited for this? Am I alone in being kind of, giddy about a self-charging mouse? Not that my mouse doesn't run out of power that often, but when it does, it's usually at the worst possible time.
Yeah. I agree. Like I thought it was pretty interesting. We've been asked about it for a long time as well, and it's just one of those things where I have the previous generation of this mouse that I use every day, the G900, and it's a high performance sensor, so it kind of loses battery more often than maybe a generic non-gaming like standard consumer mouse would. Maybe every week or something like that is when it needs to be plugged back in. Now the G900 is already set up so you plug in a cable. And you still can use the mouse, and it's not that big of a difference. But if I could just never have to worry about that again, that sounds ideal. And this is where they get it. So I think it's great for that. But they also don't sacrifice anything else, right? So if you like the G903 and the G703 mouse that you buy to work with the PowerPlay wireless charging mat, still work fine as mice if you do not have the PowerPlay mat. And if you take it with you on a trip or whatever, and you don't bring that mat with you, right? So you're not really losing anything with the mouse purchase. If you like the G900 and you like the G703 design, G903 and G703 design, like you get that. Plus, if you want to spend an extra $99, which is admittedly a pretty high premium for a mouse mat, you get this capability. What a fantastic little marketing video there, to like have infinite power, as they kind of dub it, right? So it's interesting to look at it from a technical standpoint, where I asked them the question: if you had an empty mouse, if you had a completely drained battery on your mouse, and I wanted to charge it up completely, how long would it take on a USB cable versus on the mat? And they said the difference was like 2 hours with the USB cable, 14 hours with the wireless charging. But as long as the wireless charging can provide enough power to the mouse that is greater than the amount of power it can use at any given time, then it's fine, which they say is absolutely the case. So
I should point out the power core module isn't like a weight or something you play around with. It's a magnetic module that attaches to the bottom of compatible mice that, if I'm understanding this, is what kind of draws the charging through the PowerPlay wireless charging base.
Yes.
So I just want to make that clear. It's not a weight that you can play around with that, although this still has like.
Well, what they do give you is it's a compartment underneath the mouse that can either be a weight or it can be a rechargeable thing. So if you buy the G903 and you don't ever want to use the wireless thing, you can either leave that in there or replace it with the weight. Right, so it's just another option, but you can't use both the weight and the wireless charging at the same time.